Hello. There is a question many people ask themselves after a relationship, a friendship, or even after certain stages of life. At what point did I stop being myself? And maybe the hardest part is that it usually does not happen all at once. It happens slowly. You begin by giving up small things, adapting, staying silent about parts of yourself to avoid conflict, constantly prioritizing the other person. And without realizing it, you end up feeling disconnected from yourself. Because yes, human beings need connection, but they also need identity. They need closeness, without disappearing inside it. And here we find one of the great challenges of human relationships. How do you stay with others without losing yourself? Because relationships should not require you to abandon who you are. They should not force you to perform all the time, or become someone different just to be accepted, or spend your life maintaining a version of yourself that fits other people's expectations. And yet many people live this way. They learn to measure what they say, what they feel, what they show. And little by little, the relationship stops being a place of connection and becomes a space of constant adaptation. Sometimes it happens because of fear of disappointing others, fear of rejection, fear that if you show who you truly are, the connection will disappear. And so we begin negotiating with ourselves. We give up boundaries, we silence needs, we normalize things that hurt us, all to preserve the relationship. But here is something important. A connection that constantly forces you away from yourself eventually creates exhaustion. Because one thing is growing with someone, and something very different is shrinking yourself to sustain the relationship. Being with others without losing yourself does not mean thinking only about yourself. It also does not mean emotionally closing off. It means learning how to remain present in the relationship without abandoning your own truth. Being able to express what you feel without constant fear. Being able to set boundaries without feeling guilty for existing. Being able to care for the relationship without disappearing inside it. And this requires awareness. Because many times we do not lose ourselves in relationships because of lack of love, but because of lack of presence. Because we stop asking ourselves, am I still being myself inside this relationship? Maybe one of the healthiest ways to connect with someone is precisely not losing connection with yourself. Because in the end, the deepest relationships are not the ones where you must become someone else. They are the ones where you can still be yourself and still feel loved. If this content brings you value, you can support the project by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. That way, we continue building this space of reflection, awareness, and growth together. See you in the next episode.